Last night, Kamala Harris and Donald Trump took to the debate stage to make their cases to Taylor Allison Swift. And whoever else happened to be watching. It was not a good night for Trump. In terms of personal tragedies for him, I'd put it somewhere between losing the 2020 election and the day Fox News started letting female anchors wear pants. Somewhere in there. And there was one moment that was probably the best example of just how badly Trump did at the debate.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
Sir, the question was, state your name. Now, if you were one of the many people last night wondering why Trump was shouting, "They're eating the dogs!" Let me explain. It started with a random Facebook post where someone accused a Haitian immigrant of stealing and eating their neighbor's daughter's friend's cat. And if there's one thing we know about Facebook posts, it's that they're always rigorously fact-checked. But as with any unfounded rumor on Facebook, obviously this got picked up by the right-wing establishment and spread across the internet. Even J.D. Vance promoted it while simultaneously acknowledging it was completely unfounded. You might say he jumped in the misinformation pool, but kept his shirt on. Which brings us to last night. If there's one thing we know about a racist conspiracy theory, it's that Donald Trump's brain will swallow it whole like a hungry immigrant at Petco. And that's how a random Facebook post turned into Donald Trump's campaign slogan, "They're eating cats and dogs!" So, it seemed like Trump had a rough performance. But hey, you know what? That's just my opinion. But you could also tell that Donald Trump was the loser because he did all the things losers do when they lose. Number one, complaining about the refs.
I thought they were very unfair, the moderators. Everybody did.
I thought it was terrible from the standpoint of ABC. It was 3-1. It was a rigged deal, as I assumed it would be, because when you looked at the fact that they were correcting everything and not correcting with her.
Yeah, man. They were correcting you because of the things you were saying. That's barely fact-checking. The moderators were reacting like normal human beings react when you hear the craziest shit you've ever heard. Like, if you were at a cocktail party and your friend said, "Trans immigrants are eating dogs in Ohio," you would say, "What the f*** are you talking about, Stu?" No, they aren't. You wouldn't be like, "Okay, thank you for that. Let's move on to foreign policy." You know what? It wasn't just blaming the refs. Another way you know Trump lost is that he was accusing his opponent of cheating.
They had a rigged show with somebody that maybe even had the answers. I mean, I'll be honest. I watched her talk, and I said, she seems awfully familiar with the questions.
Okay. You think she was cheating because she seemed familiar with the questions? It's a presidential debate. They always ask the same questions. It's like being suspicious that someone knows all the words to take me out to the ball game. How will you fix the economy? What's your stance on abortion? Do you promise not to overthrow the government? Standard boilerplate debate questions. Meanwhile, Trump seemed awfully familiar with the questions that nobody asked, like, who's eating all the cats in Springfield, Ohio?